Yo, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy Ice Cream Man. Back again with a reaction video. This is gonna be the Taysom Hill emotional after win. A lot of people is a speculation in saying that he may retire after the season. Well, they also said it about Cam Jordan. We saw his family there at the game for the ones who watching, or the ones who may went to the game. You know, you may notice, his family was there. I just want to say this before I go on with the reaction because I did not cover neither of last week game and this week game. All I'm gonna say is this: I think Shuck made a lot of people a believer of him, and a lot of people was not a believer. I was a Spencer Rattler, like most people was a Spencer Rattler. That had some people who was just like neither. Let's get something in the draft, you know. Let's tank this joint. But you had Shuck fans, you had Rattler fans, and for a while that was division. The Shuck and Rattler fans, no disrespect to the hip hop, and I'm not trying to disrespect to take this out of sports, but it was almost like the West and the East Coast a little bit. When it was like Shuck Rattler. Fans throwing shots at each other. You know, fans wanted to see some whatever. You know, depending on what side you was on. It wasn't all that good. But now we have a clear winner. And whoever that was, I was going to ride with them. I was leaning more on Spencer Rattler. I was hoping he showed something because I seen something, but then again, maybe I didn't know what the fuck I was looking for. Excuse me. But Shuck definitely have everybody right now and everybody attention around the league. Don't let them fool you. Alright? It's not about, well, they beat low-ranked teams. Well, shit, they beat Tampa Bay and they beat Carolina. Right now, they are playoff contender teams who is still competing, by the way. Tampa Bay not out of this. You know, they just got to win their 2 games, and hopefully Carolina could lose or 2. But you know, it's not. You know, they not. You know, Tampa's not out of this. But you know, this is 2 teams that is fighting for the playoffs, and the Saints have beat them both. You know, they split one with Tampa, but it's okay. Oh, yeah. Yes, but it's okay. So right now, I'm gonna be, you know, enough is enough on that. You know, we gonna shut tonight. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna shut tonight. But right now, I'm gonna be reacting to the Taysom Hill emotional speech. I'm gonna give my thoughts on it. And hey, this might be his last game in the Dome. And last season? Well, that's speculation. I don't know. I didn't put that out there. This is what's going on. They say the same thing about Cam Jordan, by the way. But let's see. You know.
Taysom, you heard Juwan say this was the best locker room that he's been a part of. What's your thoughts on kind of the locker room and the culture this year?
Yeah, I think it's been a great locker room. You know, Juwan talked about when the season started the way that it did. I think it shows a lot about the characters and the character of our team. And the reality is there's been no quit in anybody in that locker room, and everyone's still competing and playing for one another. And God, that's a fun environment to be in, you know. And we know that the postseason stuff is off the table, but everyone's still cherishing every opportunity you get, and that's I think that's pretty unique and special, and I think that's, you know, what Juwan and others are referring to.
Cameron saying that you had 20 people, you know, or at least 24 passes. Did you have any similar efforts of trying to get families here, or?
Yeah, we got a lot of family here. Yeah, we got a lot of family here tonight. Yeah, my entire family's here for the game, so it was fun to have them here, and feel a lot of love and support from people around me. That's for sure.
Did you take a second? Again, I didn't have a chance to ask Cam this. I know you've meant so much to fans and to this team, and seen a lot of ups and downs. Even just coming off the field for not to say it will be, but just understanding that you've changed the game.
Yeah, I mean, ask me the tough questions. Look, my wife asked me that this morning. Excuse me. And I didn't really feel any type of way this morning, but as I was driving to the stadium today, you start to think about the last 9 years and what it's meant to me and my family and this city and stuff. So I think for me personally, you just try to take it all in, we had a great experience here tonight, and I don't know what the future holds for me, but it was a special day for me and the family.
All right, I don't want to count the eggs before they hatch. No one cries like this without really deeply I'm not saying he is just because he's crying, but no one, I don't think, really consider no, I want to take that back because I'm about to mess it up because this is unscripted. God damn it, this is out the dome. I don't think no one when he got asked this question, like when he was explaining himself, right? And, I'm not trying to jump the gun because I still got a good, 7 minutes left. But by him crying, just by him sharing these emotions, all right? I'm trying to get it out the best way I can. By him sharing these emotions as up to now, I have a reason to believe that he may have considered, would this be it? Let's think about it. He was injured last year. He was hurt. He just came back. He is 36 years of age? 35, 36 years of age? I say at the most, if he don't retire after the season, at the most he have maybe a 1 or 2 more years with him. Same thing for Cam. I think Cam is reaching one more year or 2 years, right? By him being asked this question, and by him being, a little bit emotional, you can see that he probably did consider this being the last game in New Orleans, but the last season for him. He may have did consider. That's all I'm gonna say. All right.
Say it again. I'm focused on the next 2 weeks, and we'll kind of tackle the rest of that as we get down the road.
How satisfying was it to throw a touchdown? Just that play. Can you just kind of take us through that play?
Yeah. Honestly, I was a little bit surprised when it came in. You'd have to ask CO. I think they were going to hold CO out of the game, and he found out what the call was, and he says, "No, I'm in." You can confirm that with him because I was on the field. But yeah, look, I mean, it was. I know Kellen made it, and like I said, Kellen's great about all of these things, and I appreciate that about him.
The touchdown that wasn't, how does that tackle what kind of helped manipulate things, and how did that kind of go off from last week?
Yeah, look, that's a package that we've been carrying for the last few weeks, and we had the run last week, and so we felt like it was one of those things that was primed in a situation like that. So Kellen's great about giving similar formations, same looks, but then there's so many different things that he wants to do off of that. So after we ran the touchdown with Dev last week, everybody felt like, the pass off of that was ready to go. So, that goes back to how Kellen operates and his preparation and what he does.
When you look back, obviously you set some kind of unique novelty records, but to do what you did today, the only person in the Super Bowl era that was in passing, rushing, and receiving, is that something yet or?
No, I don't know. I mean, I'd be lying if it was something I wasn't aware of, in conversation and stuff. But I think in moments like these, causes me to be really reflective, and I think my overall feeling right now is just one of gratitude. I think this organization, this city, has been so good to me, all the way back to Sean, and had this unique vision of things that I could do, and golly.
I mean, I would say this: Sean Payton was definitely the one that seen so much within Taysom Hill before even the fans seen it. Let's be real, man. Coaches, head coaches and offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators, coaches, they see things that the fans don't see. They have studied these players. They have watched film on these players. They pretty much know their strengths and weakness most of the time. Fans, if you don't watch a player throughout college, or what he have developed to become, you wouldn't know quite about him. You wouldn't know nothing. Sean Payton knew exactly what he could bring to the Saints offense at that time. So I believe Sean, like he right, man. Sean saw some of the things, that it took us time to see. But I mean, right off the bat, man, I mean, Taysom was starting to make, a name for himself in New Orleans sooner than, we all thought. But, Sean definitely seen that, you know what I'm saying? And hey, hey, Green Bay, you out of luck, man, But when you get to talking like this, especially in the interview, I see why people feel like, this might be, the last home game he ever played in New Orleans and his last season. Because we still got 2 more games left, sadly. But that's the truth.
I owe a lot of thanks to a lot of people, throughout the last 9 years of different opportunities, because I think, it'd be easy not to give me opportunities like that, to have these unique experiences. But I really appreciate what those guys did early on. I really appreciate, Kellen and Clint last year, and these guys that have continued to create opportunities for me. It means a lot. So I haven't thought a ton about it, but I can tell you I feel a ton of gratitude.
Is the receiving part of that something that you ever envisioned for yourself as a college quarterback?
No. No, I mean, there's...
How long did that take you to feel comfortable out there running routes and football?
I mean, I would say that part of it has kind of like been this little bit of a joke. Not Devontae Adams was a teammate of mine in Green Bay, and we were playing them, and I'd caught a touchdown or something, and I saw Devontae after the game, and he made a comment to me about, like, man, you got more receiving touchdowns than I do, And, so, look, I think that goes back to what I said earlier, where I owe so many thanks to so many people that created unique opportunities for me, And
Was there a moment where it turned from this isn't maybe the way I expect my career to go to, you wouldn't have any other language that
I haven't really thought about my career that way. I think my mindset through all of this was you just got to take advantage of every opportunity that you're given, and this is it's a challenging league. It's a challenging league to stick around, and it's super competitive, and so I think you got to, when you get opportunities, you got to take advantage of them. And so that's really been my mindset throughout all of it. And I haven't really thought much about how unique it's been, or what I wanted or what I didn't want, type of thing. Just taking it one day at a time and making sure that I make the most of each of them.
We'll take one more for Taysom. We're a little backed up.
I know that you said a couple of times that you haven't thought about it, so I'm sorry if this falls in this category. But at this point in your career, could you imagine playing for another team? Like, would you consider that to keep your career going? Or is that something you're just gonna-
Yeah, I think that's one of those questions that we'll tackle down the road. But I can tell you, I have so much love for the city of New Orleans and this fan base, and the way that they've embraced me and my family. It's been really special. So, I wouldn't want to play somewhere else, but there's a lot of circumstances that, are out of your control too.
I mean, I would want to say this. Just kind of close this out and be completely honest. If there is a time for him to retire, ultimately he would decide that. The reporters and other people, you could just ask the damn question, but that doesn't mean that he really is ready to answer that yet. Just bringing it up, I mean, you can see he may have considered it, and he may feel like it's about that time, but you would never truly have the answer for the fans and all these people who may want it until you actually ready to give it to the world. And that's my thoughts and opinion on this video. So is Taysom Hill retire after this year? Who knows? But we just got to sit around, man, and then just wait for that. You know. But until then, I'm gonna go ahead and close this little chapter. I hope all of you is having a